Greetings to you all. Today I'm going to talk about what is the derived benefit of placing focus on ourselves, not blaming others, not worrying about others, understanding that we create our own paradigm. In my lifetime, up until very, very recently, I had to see other people as partially responsible for what I had been through, for my calamity. And it held me back. It kept me in a straitjacket in many, many ways. What is the benefit when we stop focusing on somebody else? We stop saying, oh, it's their past trauma which caused them to hurt us with abuse. Rather, what is the primary goal when we do that? What is the derived benefit when we stop doing that? And we start realizing that the journey of our lives begins over here. It doesn't begin with somebody else's journey. It doesn't start with somebody else's journey. What is the derived benefit? The derived benefit is absolute bliss. The derived benefit is letting go of all means of past states of victimhood and going into the flow of smiling, being cheerful, being happy, being content, admiring yourself, caring for yourself, seeing your amazing achievements. So many days in my life I spent not loving myself. So many days in my life I spent worrying about what somebody else thought of me, what their means of conditioning meant about me, what impact somebody else's conditioning had upon me. Today, I'm so grateful to the grace of God. That's a thing of the past. It's not been easy by any stretch. Not been easy. It's not an easy path to get onto. It's not easy to get to where I am today. And I don't think many people would have chosen my journey if they had the choice. But I'm happy for my journey. I said so many times before that I would probably have chosen my journey had I been given the choice with what I actually know today. I feel empowered saying that. I feel so emboldened, so strengthened when I think about that, when I realize that, when I really take that to heart. And I see it as amazing and great. I want to carry on and talk about a message which I spoke about on my video yesterday, on my Hebrew video yesterday. I mentioned the story of Rabbi Heinemann, a rabbi in America, who wasn't deterred by weather, wasn't deterred by the turnout to his amazing lectures, his amazing lessons. Despite a very low turnout on a very snowy day, he delivered his message with the same energy, with the same fire in his lungs, with the same determination, with the same fortitude, and with the same power. And when the students asked him, Rabbi Heinemann, for goodness sake, why are you delivering this shir with the same energy? Sorry, shir is actually means in English lecture. The students asked Rabbi Heinemann, why are you delivering this lecture with the same determination, with the same energy, with the same fire, with the same power, as if there were 500 students in attendance here? It's a snowy day, for goodness sake. Yeah, we turned up, which is great because we enjoyed your lesson, but why are you delivering this lesson with the same fortitude, with the same fire, with the same energy, as if all the students were here? And Rabbi Heinemann turned to the students and he said, you know, I know that my message resonates through my words. I know that the way I express myself has an impression upon me, an impression upon you and your students and your children and grandchildren for many generations to come. And I thought it is my responsibility to be extra cautious, to be extra careful on a day like today, to deliver my message as if all 500 students were present. I saw that story in an amazing book which my amazing friend Beth. She comments here very often here on YouTube. She's a subscriber here. She sent me this particular book. And I saw the story and I was deeply impressed. I was very inspired. And I said to myself, Jessica, do you actually realize that that message resonates with you too? How many videos you get wherein very few people view those videos. Very few people seem to be impressed. Nonetheless, you deliver those messages with the same fire, with the same energy, with the same strength, and with the same power as if you had 500 students present. I love myself. I love that I could realize that. I could take a story like that about Rabbi Heinemann and see that strength within myself. I love that I could take my past journey and say, I would do it over again. And I also love the fact that I don't blame people anymore in my life. Although, yes, at times I go back to blaming others for a short while, because that's what happens on your journey of life. You're imperfect, and you sometimes go back to what was once your default state, because the brain sort of remembers it felt better that way. When we blame other people, we feel better as a result. Let's face it. It's somebody else's fault. It's somebody else's past trauma which caused us to be in the state which we are in today. It makes us feel better. It makes us feel more empowered. But there's no point to it. There's no purpose to it. The best thing to do with your life is to be empowered. The best thing to do with your life is focus on yourself. The best thing to do in your life is not to look at somebody else and say that their past trauma caused them to hurt you. It's not to say that their past trauma has caused them to do what they did to you, or they're so mean and they're so cruel and they're so awful. Or in my case, with the immense rejection I faced, the best thing to do with the past rejection I faced is to say, Jessica, the focus is on you. You're an amazing person, Jessica. You had a lot of meaning to so many people. It had a constellation with a river reverberating effects all around you. That's what makes me feel empowered. That's what makes me realize that the focus is upon me. Nobody's to blame for my story. Everybody's great. Everybody's fine. I was also reminiscing a bit of my past history, and I remembered that on that day that I left my ex made a sandwich for me. And I thought to myself, Jessica, did you ever think about that? What that means? And I realized that the fact that my ex made a sandwich to me on that day that I left my ex is the clearest indication yet that this journey of my life has been about me. The journey of my life, the gifts I've been given in my life has been about me. I'm not going to go into details why my ex made this sandwich. It's not important. I don't blame my ex anymore. I don't blame my ex for my journey. I don't blame my ex for what I had to go through in my life. I'm happy for my life. I'm happy for what I learned in this spiritual ascension. I'm happy, and I know that I chose this life prior to coming here. We all choose this life prior to coming here. Although there are a lot of people who don't believe that, a lot of people don't believe in spirituality, for them, I would say, look at what you've been able to attain. Look at what you've been able to achieve as a result of the struggles you've had. Look at what you have been able to achieve and how you wouldn't have been able to achieve those means of achievement had you not gone through what you went through. That's another way to look at things if you're not a spiritual person and you don't want to look at things from a spiritual perspective. It works as well. I want to also point out that when we get to this amazing place of focusing on ourself, focusing on empowering ourselves, we hence realize that we were the creators of our own past trauma. Had we said to ourselves enough the following 3 words, I love you, we wouldn't have gotten to where we got. That's why I thought I'm going to end this video with those 3 amazing words being repeated a few times. I'm going to say I love you, and I'm going to say I love myself. And I'm going to say with different tones of voices, with different tones of voice in order to illustrate its purpose. Because a lot of times we didn't hear those voices from the people which we wanted to hear from, and that caused us to say it to ourselves in different tones of voices. Or rather not say it, or rather say the opposite to ourselves, I hate myself, type of thing. So I'm going to say it now. I love you. 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 I love me. I love me. I love me. I love me. You are the light you are. I am the light I am. That's today's powerful message. Do you enjoy today's video? Smash the like button. Feel free to share this video with your friends and family. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. I love you tons. See you later.